Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining us. This is AutoVision News Radio Live at AutoSens and InCabin USA 2025 from the Huntington Place in downtown Detroit. Joining us is Pavan Vemuri, Director of Product Engineering at SDVerse. Pavan is a product and technology leader with over 13 years of experience in the automotive industry, specializing in AI strategy and implementation. As the current Director of Product Engineering at SDVerse, Pavan has set out to shape the company's AI strategy and bring cutting-edge AI capabilities to the marketplace that SDVerse has built for automotive software. In his previous role as Generative AI Product and Strategy Lead at Ford Motor Company, Pavan was at the forefront of driving digital transformation and innovation at one of the world's leading and most influential automotive manufacturers. Pavan, welcome to AutoSens and InCabin. Good to see you, friend.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for having me here. I'm so excited for this.
Indeed. Let's talk about SDVerse's marketplace approach. You're really transforming the traditional automotive software development and procurement process. Give us an overview of how SDVerse is doing that.
So let me talk about the history. Traditionally, the OEMs have worked in a certain way. They have been in silos. They have either built a lot of stuff on their own or build stuff with customers who they have strong relationship with, right? SDVerse is reimagining how this works with what we call innovation, collaboration, and capital efficiency.
Sure.
So that's what we bring to the table. And with this approach, OEMs can now discover what is out there without spending months on procuring automotive software, and also suppliers can get in touch with OEMs pretty easily, which otherwise would take a lot of time from their traditional channels.
That makes sense.
So that's what we are, SDVerse is bringing to the table.
Pavan, given your background and your experience, what role does AI play in accelerating the adoption of software-defined vehicles? And then further to that, how does SDVerse incorporate AI capabilities into its platform? What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, so AI is everywhere. At SDVerse, we strongly believe that AI should be augmenting everything that any user does in helping them get better and do 10x more with their own capabilities, just AI augmenting them.
Yes.
So in order to explain what SDVerse is doing with the help of AI, let me take you through the buyer journey.
Please.
A typical buyer journey on SDVerse marketplace starts by searching, comparing, and then answering more or getting to know more about the product, which is discovery, and then finally issuing an RFI, RFQ to the supplier. So with search, we are building what we call a smart search, where it can be context-based searching. Rather than saying I need park assist software, they can say I need a parking software which helps me park in compact places, and we should be able to bring them software back. And they can also search by engineering specifications rather than just doing keyword search. Upload a whole bunch of engineering specifications which have technical details, and then the search helps them by finding products which match the engineering specifications. That's with search.
Sure.
Then when it comes to comparison, we take this search to a next level where we compare and show which products meet their specifications, which products do not,
right.
And then for what reasons they meet, right? And then when it comes to discovery, a lot of the buyers would have questions on intricate details about the product. We are building an atlas, which we call for SDV, SDVerse Atlas, which answers questions on technical specifications on the product, which makes it very easy for them to get to know the intricate details of the product. And finally, we are doing some cool things on RFI and RFQ generation, and also helping the procurement process for the OEMs.
Right. How can OEMs and suppliers then balance developing proprietary software versus leveraging third-party solutions like SDVerse?
Yeah. So in my experience, and also talking to other executives, the companies that do the best are what you call, they have the strategic differentiation thinking. What does that mean? It's not the question about whether you have to make or buy anymore. It is the question about where your engineering resources should be utilized for you to gain the maximum value.
Right.
And at SDVerse, we are doing exactly that. We are helping companies go towards this strategic thinking, where, you know, from an OEM standpoint, what we are looking at is they can worry about doing this more brand intuitive or brand related feature development in-house, and all the proprietary software that is regular, such as virtual ECUs and other stuff, can be procured from SDVerse in an easy way.
Sure.
That's the sweet spot for OEMs. Whereas when it comes to suppliers, they have to optimize more balance breadth and depth.
Okay, yeah.
Rather than deeply involving into a specific use case, they should also build something that caters for multiple OEMs, and this is what at SDVerse we are helping to make it happen.
That makes sense. What are the key challenges then that are facing the industry when it comes to standardizing software across different vehicle platforms, and then how might that be addressed and overcome?
Yep. So when it comes to challenges, I see three of them primarily. One is technical challenges, second is organizational, third is ecosystem based, right?
Okay.
When it comes to technical challenges, when you look at the OEMs, they have over the years developed this over focusing on a specific software, or more being hardware oriented and so forth, where when it comes to how the industry is now, they need to shape shift towards hardware agnostic softwares, building softwares that are hardware agnostic, and that takes time. And it takes changing the way they have developed their architectures, their integration services, and so forth.
Sure.
And at SDVerse, we are helping them towards that path by showing them softwares that help them go towards that path.
That
right?
makes sense.
And when it comes to suppliers, traditionally the visibility aspect is very hard for suppliers, where they have this innovation, but it's the visibility aspect, and we are helping, SDVerse is helping with that by putting suppliers at the forefront of the buyers when it comes to the marketplace. That's how we are addressing the technical challenges. When it comes to organizational, traditionally again OEMs have departments which are more hardware centric, and the engineering teams are also incentivized based on their hardware skill set along with the software skill set. That should be shifted towards more software-centric design and skill set, and then SDVerse, from what we are doing, is helping towards that. And when it comes to ecosystem-based, automotive industry has a lot of other things that we need to cater for, such as legalities, the tariffs that we saw that has impacted the automotive industry quite a bit. So all of those things will derail some of these innovations, and SDVerse, being the marketplace, putting the innovation up front for everybody to look at, will help towards those challenges quite a bit.
How do you see the software marketplace model impacting innovation cycles, and then also the time to market for new vehicle features?
Yeah, so when it comes to the software model, typically you in the previous case, or when SDV was not as advanced as today, the software procurement process takes somewhere about 6 months to sometimes years, and usually the software is already nailed down prior to getting into the hardware, because that's more complex thing when it comes to procurement.
Sure.
Right. So with SDVerse at the forefront, how we are addressing that is, now we are improving the visibility, we are improving the modularity. So rather than OEMs can now focus, I was mentioning this earlier as well, OEMs can now focus on procuring software that does regular functionality easily with the marketplace, can focus their engineering resources on something that is more related to their brand, puts them at the forefront, and so forth. And that's how we are helping with that with that aspect of it.
That makes sense. Pawan, I want to go back to your bio for just a second here. You're specializing in AI strategy and implementation. As the current director of product engineering at SDVerse, Pawan has set out to shape the company's AI strategy and bring cutting-edge AI capabilities to the marketplace that SDVerse has built for automotive software. Given your background and your expertise in AI, let's say that I'm an automotive company and I'm here at an event like an AutoSens and an InCabin, and I have amazing technology, I have talented engineers, I have a technology that can solve a real problem or solve a real challenge. But how do I build a website that can get that information out there to the public, but that website also be optimized for AI search that we're seeing today?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Basically, in this day and age with generative AI making so much advances, any website should cater for more AI users along with human users.
Okay.
So if you take five years ago, the websites which have very good flashy designs and super cool menus, intuitive workflows on the website are the thing. But nowadays, along with that, which attract human users, we should also cater for AI users by optimizing the web design and putting the content out in a structured way for AI users to also gather the details from the website, so that if somebody is deploying an AI agent to find something, let's say we have Perplexity, where you can search for shoes which are less than $50.
Yes, okay.
All you need is shoes less than $50.
Sure.
If your website has structured information which helps that, Perplexity will find your shoes, the shoes that you have manufactured, put up on your website and show them to the user, and it saves a lot of time for you and for users, and that's the structuring of that information is what is needed for AI users. And we are living in a world where we should cater for both human and AI users, and balancing that is very important.
We're speaking with Pavan Vemuri, Director of Product Engineering at SDVerse. From all of us here at AutoSens and InCabin, I want to thank you for being with us, sharing your knowledge and your expertise and your insight. Have a great rest of the event, safe travels back home, and I look forward to when we can do this again, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Thank you so much, Phal. Thanks for having me. If anybody would want to connect with me, they can of course reach out to me on LinkedIn. And please check out SDVerse. We are the first B2B innovative automotive software marketplace. It's the way forward for the automotive industry is what we feel. And thanks for having me. It was so nice talking to you.
My pleasure, my friend. From the Huntington Place in downtown Detroit for AutoSens and InCabin USA 2025, I'm Carl Anthony, AutoVision News Radio.